Hey guys, it's your old pal Tony Giles TG here, and if I sound frazzled, it's because I finally filed away a bunch of records that have just been sitting on the floor for ages. I'm sure, like most record collectors out there, you don't just acquire one or two and then file them away. I mean, some people do. I don't. In between, my day job and recording the record room, records just seem to pile up greatly, and I hate filing records. I really do. If I could hire someone to come around and alphabetize all my records for me and then file them away, that would be ace. But the reason you are staring at a section of my records is because I've been asked constantly over the years to do a record room tour. And well, I'm not going to do a record room tour as such, but I will show you my soundtracks on vinyl because it's something I am pretty proud of. So everything is in alphabetical order by title, not composer, which I know some people find a bit strange, but for me it's easy just to remember the film as opposed to the composer. But saying that, I actually have a pretty decent memory, so I remember where most things are. But it wasn't always the case until I moved into this house and I decided everything had to be in alphabetical order. But here we go. So obviously you can see Alien there. So this is A, and then we work our way across here. These are the B's. We'll carry on with the B's. Going into the C's, what have we got there? Oh, Candyman. Nice. I seem to have 3 Candyman records, but there are only 2 scores. So I'm guessing one of those is a reissue. What have we got here? Cat in the Brain. Nice lot of Castlevania records there. Colossal from Bear McCreary. That's a pretty decent score put out by friends at Mondo. And then we'll come down here and what can we see? Creepazoids, Creepshow, Cruising, some Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Death Note. Particularly proud of that release. That one's obviously a Tiger Lab release. Devilman, Tiger Lab as well, before my time, but still a fantastic release. What have we got here? Doom, Dracula, Drag Me to Hell. Several versions of Drive, and for those of you that are wondering why I have multiple copies of different titles, well, I actually work for a record label in my day job, and so every record that I work on, I get a copy of. So there are tons of titles with multiples, and that's because I've worked on those records and I wanted to, keep them. And also, I do collect certain different variants for certain different things. Like, I've never worked on a Halloween record to my knowledge. Not yet, anyway. The day may come. But I have several different versions of Halloween here. That's the Japanese version. That's the Mondo version. That's the Colosseum version of Halloween 2. Something just sneaked back there, and that was... Oh, that's the French Halloween 2, which was featured on an episode of The Record Room a little while ago. And I think, if I go back... Yeah, there we go. There's the OG. This is the European press on Celine. And then I got the pretty cool box set that Death Waltz released a little while ago. I do have versions of 3, 4, and 5. 4's in there somewhere. There he is. Love that cover. And those are obviously the soundtracks, not the ones that Death Waltz did. Death Waltz did the scores. What can we see down here? Halt and Catch Fire, pretty cool. Some more Halloween as well. Lots of something there. That's the Hannibal series, which is very cool. Morricone's Hateful Eight, rest in peace, Maestro. Tons of Hellraiser, which for those of you that don't know, I worked on all the Hellraiser reissues that came out recently, so very happy about that. Very pleased to have had my name attached to that record because Hellraiser is one of my favourite scores, and it's just a fantastic score in general, really. Let's see what we got here. We've got Jaws, the Mondo Jaws, which I know is a favourite of some of you guys out there. Killing Spree, I will never stop talking about how great this record is because it is absolutely fantastic. These Klaus Schulze electronic series of records out through One Way Static, absolutely essential. Recommend them to anyone that likes synth stuff. Legion, season 1 and 2, I worked on both of those, which was pretty cool. Logan, I did work on one version of Logan, but I work for the company that made Logan, so that's why I have all of them. But I did work on one of them. I worked on the, I don't know which one it is now, but I worked on the noir one, the black and white one. In fact, that one was my, that was actually my idea to do the disc like that. So we've got the Waxwork Manhunter there, which is an excellent, excellent release. The Mask there from Ons Positives, one of my favourite records. What else have we got here? Mother 1 and Mother 2. Excellent, excellent, excellent soundtracks from my good friends over at Ship to Shore Phono Co. Mr. Robot, seasons 1, 2, and 3, I believe, on vinyl. Let's go along here. What have we got? Music, the alternative score for 2001: A Space Odyssey. Or is that the original one? I don't remember. I do have the other one somewhere. That might be under 2001 though. North by Northwest, that's a great release from Silver Screen. Big fan of that. Nosferatu. There's the really cool box set for Okami, which came out from Data Discs. What else have we got here? Omega Man. It's a fantastic score. The Order, 1886. Never gets spoken about, but is actually a fantastic video game score and actually a pretty good game. Several versions of Perfect Blue. Obviously, that is a Tiger Lab title. Let's go up here to P. P. Not as in I need one, but there we go. What have we got there? We've got Jack Black, the Polka King. And this is actually pretty cool. I worked on this record. And some of you might be like, oh, you know, the Polka King, Jack Black. But check that out. Tony, Polka for Life, Jack Black. So, you know, it's not every day I get to work on Jack Black records and then he signs them to me, but that was pretty cool. That was definitely one of the highlights, as was meeting Daniel Lanois, who, I mean, he's just a legend. But I actually got to see him and his band perform some of Red Dead Redemption 2 at Amoeba Records in Los Angeles on my last trip there. So that was pretty cool. Not a brag in any way, I'm just saying it was a very cool thing. I'm not one of those people that needs to brag about this stuff. I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I do and have worked on some really cool stuff over the years. Stuff like the Saw anthology by Charlie Clouser. So that was pretty cool. You know, the Nine Inch Nails fan in me is very pleased about that. Very pleased about that. And let's go down here to the S's. And then this entire section here, as you can see, is all Stranger Things. And I don't even own all of the Stranger Things variants. I have a lot of them, but I don't have anywhere near all of them. Stranger Things is such a wonderful, wonderful record. I think it's really easy to overlook how good that record is. I've been listening to it recently because it's the 4-year anniversary soon, and it's just so good. Big Suspiria 40th anniversary box set. They Live by Death Waltz, the picture disc version, which is absolutely fantastic. 3 CDs. I do own more CDs, but I don't really have them in this room. But Mork, that's a fantastic black metal band. John Carpenter's The Thing, Trick or Treat, True Romance, even though this was actually put out through Enjoy the Ride, I actually played a part in getting that one released, so that's why I have multiple copies of that. And this is oh yeah, that's gold right there, son. That is gold. What's this? Umbrella Academy. Yeah, I worked on that one. In fact, let's have a look here. Vinyl production, Tony Giles. That's me, by the way, if anyone's watching this and don't know who I am. Yeah, that's me. I am the head of vinyl production for Lakeshore Records. And let's go through here. The Walking Dead, that's another one I worked on. Same with War Machine. The excellent Warriors release from Waxwork as well. And this G-Friend is actually a CD as well. Not many CDs in here, but I do have some. These are my Tiger Lab test presses, of which I do actually, even though I've not been part of the company for long, it's like, it's almost 2 years this year. I actually have been kind of like in an advisory role kind of since day one, you know, helping with test presses and stuff. And then all these things down here, These are pretty much things that I need to listen to and need to file properly. I'm actually in the middle of listening to Striper, which is why that's there. But these records here are upcoming things that are going to be on the Record Room. And for those of you that have never seen my turntable, there she is in all of her glory. Now I'll cut it there with just the soundtracks, and then maybe I'll do another video if you guys enjoyed this, talking about my non-soundtracks. I don't have as many, but who knows, it may make for a cool video.